So, good day everyone. I am Fatima Matanog and I will be continuing our discussion. So, next we have the principle of encouraging employees' participation. This suggests that by developing a mechanism for employees' participation, the companies can foster a symbiotic environment where both the company and its employees benefit. So it means that creating a workplace where the employees may feel valued and empowered, which may lead to increased motivation and productivity, while the company benefits from the diverse perspectives and a more engaged workforce. So, under that principle, we have several recommendations, and the first recommendation is the 15.1, which means creating a culture where the employees may feel empowered to participate in the decision making processes and understand how their contributions impact the company's direction and performance. So, by fostering the environment, the board can aim to or may aim to harness the collective intelligence and motivation of its employees, which may lead to better decision making, increased innovation, and a stronger sense of ownership and responsibility within the organization. So, our next recommendation is the 15.2, which involves adopting a comprehensive anti corruption policy and program. We pwede natin itong i-integrate into the company's code of conduct and actively disseminate it through training programs to embed it deeply within the company's culture. So, the ultimate goal of this recommendation is to create a culture where corruption is not tolerated and ethical practices are the norm. So, we have our next recommendation, which is the 15.3. So, this recommendation means that the board should establish a clear and accessible framework for whistleblowing that may encourage the employees to come forward with their concerns without fear of retaliation. So, this framework should provide direct access to an independent member of the board or a dedicated unit specifically designed to handle whistleblowing concerns. Uh, this commitment to transparency and accountability is essential for building trust and creating a culture where ethical behavior is valued and protected. So next, we have the next principle, which is the principle of encouraging sustainability and social responsibility. So this principle emphasizes the company's responsibility to act ethically and sustainably in all its operations, especially within its communities where it operates. So, uh, the company should strive to ensure its interactions with these communities are positive and progressive, and because this may contribute to their development in a comprehensive and balanced way. So, this also means going beyond simply complying with legal requirements and actively seeking ways para makabenefit yung environment and the stakeholders and include which may include the local residents, the employees, and these suppliers. So under that principle, we have one recommendation, which is the 16.1. So this recommendation highlights the company's understanding that its success is intertwined with the well-being of the society in which it operates. So it emphasizes the need to recognize and value the interdependence between business and society by promoting a mutually beneficial relationship. This means that the company should not only focus on its own growth, but also actively contribute to the advancements of the communities where it operates. So let us proceed to our next chapter, which is the chapter 5, which is business ethics. So business ethics includes the morals or the principles that we need when doing business. So first, let us tackle what is ethics. So ethics is a set of guiding principles or values that shape the actions and decisions of individuals or groups. So para siyang framework para ma-determine what is right or wrong, good or bad in a particular situation. So it provides us a moral compass for individuals and organizations which may help navigate their complex situations, and make choices that align with their values. So, under the business ethics, we have the characteristics and values associated with ethical behavior. So, under those, we have different characteristics, which is the integrity, honesty, trustworthiness and promise keeping, loyalty, fidelity and confidentiality, fairness and openness, caring for others, respect for others, responsible citizenship, pursuit of excellence, and accountability. So our first characteristic is the integrity. So this means avoiding hypocrisy or acting in a deceitful manner or unethical manner. So it warns against adopting a and justifies the means philosophy which argues that any action is acceptable if it leads to a desired outcome, even if it violates the ethical principles. So we have our next characteristic, which is the honesty. So this characteristic urges individuals to be truthful and sincere and straightforward in their dealings with others, especially with business, and avoid deception or dishonesty. So this means being open and candid in communication and avoiding manipulation or trickery. So next we have the trustworthiness and promise keeping. So this encourages individuals to be worthy of trust by keeping their promises, fulfilling their commitments, and honoring the spirit as well as the letter of agreement. So this means going beyond simply meeting the bare minimum requirements and demonstrating a genuine commitment to upholding the spirit of the agreement even when faced with challenges. Next, we have the loyalty or fidelity and confidentiality. So, this characteristic encourages us to be faithful and loyal to uh, their family, friends, employers, clients, and country, upholding their trust and commitment. So, it also stresses the importance of confidentiality, which urges individuals to not disclose information learned in confidence and respect the privacy and trust of others. Next, we have the fairness and openness. So, this encourages the individuals to be open to different perspectives and be willing to admit errors and adjust their positions or beliefs when presented with compelling evidence. So, it highlights the importance of treating all individuals with equal respect and tolerance, embracing their diversity, and fostering an inclusive environment. So it cautions against taking advantage of others' mistake or vulnerabilities, emphasizing the importance of fairness and compassion in all interactions. So next we have caring for others. So this calls for actions that demonstrate care, generosity, and a willingness to help those in need. So it means sharing resources, being giving of one's times and talents, and actively seeking opportunities to serve others. And also emphasizes the importance of avoiding harm to others both physically and emotionally. So next we have the respect for others. So this urges the individuals to be mindful of human dignity, privacy, and the right to self-determination. It recognizes the inherent worth and autonomy of each person. So it encourages us to be courteous, prompt, and have decent behavior. So it also demonstrates respect in all interactions. So it stresses the importance of providing others with the information they need to make informed decisions about their own lives. So next we have responsible citizenship. So it encourages individuals to obey just laws while also advocating for change when faced with unjust laws through open protest. So next we have the pursuit of excellence. So it emphasizes the importance of performing tasks to the best of one's ability, constantly seeking to develop and maintain a high degree of competence. Last but not the least, we have accountability. So It encourages the individuals to accept responsibility for their decisions, the foreseeable consequences of their actions and inactions, and for setting a positive example for others. So that would be all for me. Thank you.